Hello. Welcome to the channel Life with Jennifer J.M. Well, may I tell you a thing? The politics are get messy. And we are saying to everybody to be civil. We are adult, we're grown up, we are living in this one little space. We know we are going to have election from time and time again. One will win and one will lose. So we are called upon the mayor of Montego Bay, Mr. Vernon. Stop taking down the people them sign, man. Leave it alone. It's election season. And you try to perplex people and make this thing get out of control. No, I'm going to make you listen to a conversation, my people, with Dayton Jackson Miller and the GenSec of the PNP, Dayton Campbell, speaking about the matter. So you say that this matter is of national concern because people are look at it, people are think about it. Why the mayor take down and sign them? Knowing that them sign not cheap. Oh my God. Take a listen to this.
PNP has said the display of those political advertisements is provided for by law, and the mayor has disagreed with the PNP's interpretation. So we're talking specifically about, let's see, these are the Town and Country Planning Act, Control of Advertisements Regulations of 1978. So we're joined now by the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell. We'll hear a little later on from the mayor, Mr. Vernon. But the specific segment here is Section 13 of the regulations, which speaks of advertisements that can be displayed without express consent. And that includes, it says, any advertisement relating specifically to a pending parliamentary or local government election. All right? So this is a crux of the dispute. Dr. Campbell, appreciate you talking to us. Thank you so much.
Good evening and good evening to your listeners.
Appreciate it as always. So the PNP is saying that, and let me just point out, just for listeners, just for the record, that both parties have been putting up posters and boards in and around Kingston, for instance. You're seeing the different constituencies, Kingston and St. Andrew, you're going to the different constituencies. You're seeing the signs are up on both sides. So tell us, as I mentioned, you are claiming that as a basis of your, what should I say, as a legal basis for what you're doing in terms of putting up the boards around St. James, correct?
Right. So legally and conventionally, what we're doing, we find it to be right in that the Town and Country Act allows for display of political materials prior to an impending election. And the ROPA defines the campaign period as being 54 months after the last general elections, essentially 6 months before the 5-year anniversary, which will be in September. So we were written to in March to say that we are officially in the campaign period commencing March 7th.
Written to by whom?
By the ECJ, I believe.
Okay.
So we're officially in the campaign period. So any financing and anything like that, we will have to report because we are indeed in the official campaign period. So that has been the convention that we have adhered to for general and local government elections. And the mayor who has taken this view, which is contrary to what everybody else is practicing, also still has up poster boards of himself in St. James that have not been removed from last year for the local government election. And there are other poster boards of other members, including the deputy mayor of Montego Bay, that are still up. As you have said in your introduction, that across the other parishes, there is clear display of billboards and poster boards for candidates of both political parties. And none of the mayors that are in an era where the PNP has control, which there are 38 constituencies that fall under the councils that the PNP currently lead, and only 25 under the councils that the JLP lead. And yet still we have not taken that decision to remove any of the billboards. And the mayor has not taken any decision to remove any of the billboards of the Jamaica Labour Party. What he seems to be saying is that he thinks it's unsightly for it to be up on Jimmy Cliff Boulevard and other areas for a 6-month period. So if that's his contention, it seems as if he wants a new law. But there's a process in which you amend a law or to enact a new law. And this is not it. It's not to ignore what the current provision is and to do what you feel like.
So the PNP has asked...
Getting is bad advice, in my opinion.
So the PNP has made an official complaint to the Electoral Commission here?
Correct.
And this is to remind listeners, the Electoral Commission now includes the office of the political ombudsman. So I guess we'll see.
Which we are still protested against, by the way, especially now in the heightened campaign period. Take, for example, myself. I am a commissioner at the ECJ, which would make me an ombudsman, but I'm also the chief executive officer for the party and the one that would be representing the individuals. So the boards have been taken down for the candidates. I'm the one that they are going to come to make representation on their behalf, and I am in turn having to make representation to myself.
Well, has if I could ask, has there been a decision within the Electoral Commission in terms of how it is going to deal with this issue of also being the political ombudsman? Is it that the political members of the commission are going to sit out all discussions? What's going to happen?
Discussions are taking place.
Just now?
The ECJ is not able to tell the government that we're not going to do what we're asked to do legally. The appeal is to the government for them to reconsider. The one place that we do not want to get the appearance of political bias is in the Electoral Commission. In 2016, when the election results were 32-31, we peacefully handed over power because there was no concern about the electoral process.
I'm so sorry.
We can be proud of.
Hold a moment, Dr. Campbell. I'm saying, and I should say to my producer, let's see if Sir Jarrett will talk to us. We haven't spoken to him for a while in his ECJ capacity. What I'm really asking is not about whether the ECJ is going to act as the ombudsman or not. It's have the commissioners decided on a mechanism, is what I'm asking Dr. Campbell. So have the commissioners decided, for instance, that the independent members will sit and hear complaints and the political representatives wouldn't involved? Has a mechanism within the ECJ been decided as to how it's going to be?
There are discussions around the mechanism. We haven't finalized anything. And in the local government election, the mechanism that was employed was pretty much for the politically appointed persons to speak to members on their side when an issue came up. And I don't think that is sufficient, because I do not believe the issues that came up during that campaign were sufficiently addressed. Nor do I think they will be in this instance either. Because in this instance, this matter comes up, you're going to say to the two members appointed by the Prime Minister to speak to the Mayor of Montego Bay, and he clearly is heading down a road that he is not intended on listening to anyone. So he needs, in my view, an unbiased mediator, a referee in the process, even if just for this period, the official campaign period. But I think there needs to be an independent body that is outside of the Electoral Commission to address and deal with these matters.
So when did the complaint go in to the Electoral Commission?
We sent the letter to the ECJ last week.
Last week. All right. In the interim then, has the PNP stopped putting up posters in St. James until you get a determination here?
Well, these boards are not cheap. they're not cheap. And the mayor has pretty much just confiscated these materials unlawfully.
Have they been destroyed or can they be remounted?
I'm not sure what he has done with them. But I do know that there are still billboards up of Jamaica Labour Party candidates in St. James that have not been removed from last year's local government election. Yet still he's taking down it to me is political victimization, intimidation, and it is flirting with, tampering with the peace that we have enjoyed in the political process, because what is likely to happen is that you're going to have retaliation. So we now have to be appealing to our members not to retaliate, to take down anybody else's board. And I think it is just totally unnecessary, and he should desist from doing it. There's nothing good that comes of it. This is the law, it is the tradition, and I don't know what he's trying to prove. In a similar way, after the local government election, he was advised by his senator, Charles Sinclair, not to sign in some of his own members. He needs to get better legal advice.
The question, I'm nearly out of time. The question I was going to ask was that question in relation to 13.1a, which says any advertisement specifically relating to a pending parliamentary or local government election, and to ask about that word pending. But you're saying that the party, well, the PNP certainly is interpreting, or what should I say, relating the pending period, equating it to the fact that the ECJ has now said we're now in an election period, and therefore
Based on the ROPA.
And that reporting requirements for campaign finance and so on now apply.
Absolutely. Including for those billboards that he's taking down. We will have to account for those.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll talk to him after the break and see. We appreciate it as always.
So, Mr. Mayor, do the right thing and put back the people them sign. Do the right thing and put back the signs, or pay back for them if you destroy them with maliciousness. And they must take it to court if you not give them back, or refund back the money them and make you pay for it and teach you a lesson, because you're not above the law. So my viewers, my friend and my subscriber, tell me what you think about what the discussion with Dean Jackson Miller and Dayton Campbell in regards to the sign that the mayor take down. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Life with Jennifer JM, and I am your girl Auntie Jen. Catch you on the next time. Bye.